I'm going to tell you something that most ecom gurus won't. Email marketing is not a magic pill. You've been sold a lie that if you just blast your list daily, you will print money. That's actually the fastest way to kill your brand. Most ecom brands treat their customers like ATMs instead of people. And that's why your open rates are tanking and your revenue is inconsistent. So in this video, I'm going to give you brutally honest advice about email marketing. No fluff, no sugarcoating about what actually works right now. Some of this might hurt to hear, but it's the only way you're going to scale past 50k or 100k a month. So you need to hear this. Let me first give you a bit of context before we dive into it. My name is Emil and I'm the founder of Magically. And over the last 7 years, we've worked with more than 120 ecom brands, helping them grow their business with a revenue system that scales. So I don't sell get-rich-quick tactics, I just build systems that keep businesses profitable when ads get more expensive and competition gets tougher. So let's get into the truth most people avoid. And the first truth is this: your design doesn't matter nearly as much as you think it does. And I see ecom brands obsess over their email templates, perfect spacing, perfect brand colors, fancy animations, and then they wonder why their revenue is falling flat. Now here's the reality. If your offer is weak, a pretty email won't fix it. So some of the highest performing emails we send for clients look almost ugly because they're just plain text emails or emails with minimal formatting. Why? Because they feel like a human wrote them. They feel personal, they feel direct, intentional. And when everything looks like a polished marketing asset, people's brains switch off. They know they're being sold to. So plain text or lightly designed emails often outperform the on-brand emails because they don't hide behind design. They force the message to stand out on its own. And if the message isn't strong, design just becomes a distraction for your store. So if you're spending hours debating button colors while ignoring whether the email actually gives someone a reason to care, that's your first problem. And don't get me wrong, designed emails are still super important, but just make sure to design them for conversion rather than just branding. And put your main focus on the above the fold section of your email, which is the section that people see immediately when they open your email. And next to that, then you can sprinkle in some plain text emails. Now, before I move on to the next truth, quick side note. I have a free email marketing course on my website that breaks down these systems in a lot more detail. It's completely free and cuts out all the fluff. So if you want to access it, check out the link in the description below. Now, here's the second truth, and this one is uncomfortable. You are probably annoying your customers. Not because email itself is annoying, but because of why you're sending. A lot of brands, they just send emails just to hit a quota. We should send 3 campaigns this week. It's been a few days, so let's send something. Or a revenue is down, blast a list. And that mindset is toxic for your store, because every email you send trains your audience how to treat your future emails. And if they ignore them long enough, and inbox providers notice it too. So before you send any campaign, ask yourself one simple question: would I open this? Not would I open this because I built the brand, not would I open this because I know the margins, but would I open this as a customer with a busy inbox? And if the answer is no, don't send that email. High performing brands send fewer bad emails and not more average ones. They send when they have something to give, and that can be value, it can be entertainment, it can be clarity, reassurance, or a legitimate reason to buy right now. The email works best when it feels intentional and not desperate. So skip out on your buy my product now emails that you send to your email list 3 times a week, and build a campaign calendar with a good mix of emails that your audience likes to open. And this leads into the third truth. The algorithm is not your friend. Your list is. Right now, most brands are building businesses on rented land. Meta, TikTok, Google. You don't control the algorithm. You don't control CPMs. You don't control when performance drops overnight. And your email list is the only audience you actually own. And yet, most brands treat email like an afterthought. They run ads, they get traffic, and then they just hope people come back on their own. So if you're not aggressively moving traffic from paid channels into email and SMS, you are leaking money every single day. So list growth is not a nice to have. It's not a branding play. It's not something to optimize later. It's a profit lever for every ecom brand. Because every subscriber you capture will lower your blended CPA. Every subscriber you nurture reduces your dependency on retargeting ads. And every subscriber you convert gives you the chance to increase the customer LTV. And no, You shouldn't worry about the profit you made on the first purchase. Brands that scale understand this. They're willing to break even or even lose money on the first purchase because they know their backend system will make it profitable. If your entire business depends on the winning ad auction tomorrow, you don't have a business, you have a gamble. So focus on list growth and maximizing the sign-up rate with a good offer, even if it's not profitable for your store right now. And then you can focus on the first 48 to 72 hours after sign-up and on the first 30 days after the initial purchase with a solid backend system that increases your profit margins and your customer LTV. All right, next truth. Most email marketing or retention agencies are lying to you. Not always intentionally, but the incentives are broken. They'll show you dashboards full of email attributed revenue, massive numbers, huge growth percentages, and you feel good until you look at your bank account and wonder why margins didn't really improve. Attribution is not the same as incrementality. Email will often get credit for sales that would have happened anyway, and especially with branded traffic and repeat buyers. Top brands don't ask how much revenue did Klaviyo attribute. They ask, did my total revenue go up? Did the contribution margin improve? Did the first to second purchase rate increase? Did LTV go up over 60 or 90 days? If email revenue goes up but the overall profitability doesn't, something is wrong. And that's why we look at email as part of the entire system, not a standalone channel. Email should reduce the CAC pressure, not just move numbers around in a dashboard. Now here's the biggest shift the best brands make. They stop treating email like a channel and they start treating it like infrastructure. So that means flows first, campaign second. Your welcome flow is not a nice intro. It's where you monetize the traffic you already paid for. Your abandoned cart and checkout flows are not simple reminders. They're objection handling sequences. Your post-purchase flow is not transactional. It's where your customer LTV is decided. And if these flows are not dialed in, no amount of clever campaigns will save you. The top brands obsess over the high intent moments, the first 48 to 72 hours after sign up, the moment someone abandons their cart or checkout, and the first 30 days after purchase. That's where the leverage is, and they optimize these moments constantly. They test out on their copy angles, the timing, the segmentation, the incentives, and not just once, but every single week. This is also where most brands fail, because they set up the flows once and they never touch them again. And they rather like to add complexity instead of leverage. So new flows, new ideas, new advanced tactics. And in the meanwhile, their core flows are underperforming. So winning e-com brands, they do the opposite. They simplify, they refine, they squeeze out more value of what already works. And that's how email becomes a compounding asset instead of a decaying one. So here's the real choice you're facing right now. You can keep chasing trends, blasting your email list, burning trust for short-term revenue, or you can build a real asset. The advice I just gave you is pretty simple, but executing it every single week without breaking your flows, burning your email list, or destroying deliverability takes discipline and a system. If you want a partner who actually cares about your margins, not vanity metrics, book a free strategy call with me and my team using the first link in the description below. And if you're ready to actually apply this, watch the next video right here. Give me a few more minutes and I'll show you exactly how to improve your email marketing by 88% using the principles we just talked about. I'll see you over there.